Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good night. Good night. Good night. Welcome to another episode of our Meals podcast. Obviously, I am your host, The Voice. With me, we have a stack host tonight. We have a stack host. We have a lot of things to talk about. So we have Mr. Wally West with us. Good night, boss. How you doing?
Greetings. Yes, man, all is well.
All right. We have Mr. Chris Lynch with us.
Yes, greetings, Kims and Wally and the viewers.
All right, and we have the beautiful Hershey with us. Good night, Hershey. How you doing?
Good night, everyone. I'm doing fine.
All right, we have Mr. Gio with us tonight. Mr. Gio in the building. How you doing, Gio? Gio look like him now. Here, no, I'll go. And all right, Gio, sort out the connection and come back. And obviously, we have Foundation. We have Mr. Ryan with us as well.
Blessings, guys.
We have one of our friends with us. Her name is Senya. We can't see her right now, but hopefully we can see her a little bit later. Sherwin is with us. Brownie is with us. Brownie, you have to turn on your camera, boss. Turn on your camera so we can see your handsome face. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but there, man. Give me a few.
All right. Yeah, so as you can see, stack house, we have a lot of things to talk about. But the females have to run quickly. So before we get into it, we want to talk about the jacket culture that I presume that we have in Jamaica, right? And I was talking to Hershey earlier, and she was letting me know that she don't believe that females are giving men as much jacket now as previously. So Hershey, now is your time. You have the floor. Let the gentlemen know where you stand on the whole jacket situation. And I'll tell you, they're going to fire back at you, but we know you're
I don't have a problem because remember, it is really my opinion. It don't necessarily have to be something where them have to agree to or anything. In the light of, I'm not here to get the unanimous vote for everybody agree with what I say, but I'm a female.
Right.
So clearly the odds are in my favor.
Absolutely.
And I'm also a mother, a single mother to be specific. So I know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
Back then, clearly him share the screenshot. I think, yes, it was popular back then for males to be getting jacket and all of that because it was convenient. Females, like the technology is way ahead of what it was. Abortion is more accepted. It's a topic that people are openly okay with speaking about. It's not like back then when everybody was being ridiculed and you did skeptic for say, oh, you're considering abortion if you're pregnant for somebody that is either not ready or a your man or some mix up along that line, right? There was never an option to say, all right, even the morning after thing. It wasn't as accessible as it is right now.
All right.
Even a man can buy it now.
All right.
Back then, you needed a prescription for it. Hence, you have to go through the doctor to actually get that. Now, females can buy it ahead of time when them know them are going to have a wild weekend or whatever. You understand? Which is just the facts.
All right.
When you have, gynecologists have this thing where them saying you have up to a particular amount of weeks to consider if you want, because the option is now on the table for an abortion.
All right.
So females no longer tying themselves up with nobody if you say, oh, we're gonna pin a jacket on somebody. Right now, I think most pregnancies are deliberate. There are so many things to protect yourself from having a child with somebody where you want. Unless him really have some reproductive issue and you really want to tie yourself into him, you're gonna really deliberately make somebody else get you pregnant and give him a jacket. But now, in this time, I don't see it happen as often as back then. Females don't really want to get tied up in a nothing with nobody where them not really see future with per se, or them see something long with or something long term.
All right, Hershey. So basically, what you're saying, in the past, the jackets were being done because there was really no alternative.
Not much alternative. So,
Okay.
so females were really tied to choosing the best father.
All right. Yes, sir.
Give us a time frame as to what she call like
recent
back then and now. Yeah, you have to give a time
like
frame.
in the late 2000s, let's say that.
All right. So basically, Hershey, what you're saying now, I just say woman wicked now. Basically, what you're saying now, woman wicked, because there are so many things that you can do in order to not give a man a jacket, but you're still out there giving them jacket.
So what is the stats behind that? Is it as popular as it was before?
Well,
no.
Listen, Hershey. I don't know the stats because I never look at woman in 1980.
No man, how often do you hear it happening? Because back then, yeah.
Well, listen, the latest case I hear was Vibes Cartel's son. That is the latest case, right? And listen.
The latest case I hear, we were #1 in the world for jackets. So I don't
Jamaica?
know. Yes, Jamaica. 1 in 3. 30% jackets.
Yeah, Jamaica is the jacket capital for the world.
Right. I am not saying it is not happening. I'm just saying it is not happening like it was before.
We're #1. So imagine if it was happening like it was before.
Yeah, but remember, you are basically saying which one of us are richer? You have, say, $1 billion. I have 900 million. You know, come down to 1 million. Me have 700,000. You still richer than me, but
yeah, we're not comparing two people. We're not comparing two countries. We're comparing the world. 200
countries. No man, I'm saying either way.
Countries.
The statistics in terms of percentage is the same, but the value is not the same.
Okay.
Can I say something? And it works if you think about, because Jamaica don't have a lot of people like most countries. Let's use Nigeria, who I think is second on that list that Ryan talk about.
Nigeria.
They have more people than
200 million people.
They have 300 million people, but Jamaica only have 3 million. So it's worse when you look at that.
All right.
All right. Can I just interject and say one thing here?
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand the point that she's making. I can see through how she tie the contraceptives and the lack thereof back in the days, and the means that women have now versus they didn't have back then. Yes, I understand that, and I can see through that. However, the stats that I have don't tell me that it is 33% based on children who were born in the 80s, and another 20% based on those born in the 2000s. So it does not show a drop. The figure that is shown is 38% right across the board based on what the U.S. Embassy has gotten. And since then, other testing places have come on board, and they are higher than the U.S. Embassy. So it's pretty much, so it could be more than 38%. It's just that, that when more, based on the fact that the U.S. Embassy tests more often, they will basically have a plateau. So I guess it plateaus at 38% where they are concerned, whereas a new place will come on, it might be 40 and 50 and thereabout. Yep. So the numbers we have, the official numbers we have, is 1 in 3 picnic in Jamaica's jacket. There is no evidence to show that there is a drop-off.
We have Edgio, go ahead. No, Jill like him
But
a
you have
freeze
to
up.
look upon it, most of the cases where the youth are studying a person I get filed for go foreign. Think about cases person now get filed. Think about the cases when a report and all of them something. Think about the cases where I just after a while the man find out and it never add to the statistical count. So you have to look upon that. And when she has said she do have a point because there are more options to have to make a jacket be reported. Woman just know say the reason is as regards to what she has say, what she basically has say if a woman bring forth a jacket that she really want to do it, or she probably like say, yo, she will get financial support because she know say yo, that man there, I know him a the youth father, but if me give my youth things will better for me and the youth. So what she has say, you can't too bash her for what she has say because things there over the counter drugs and all of them something. But as regards to compare country, we look at Ireland, we still bad.
But can I also say something? And even with her point, Jamaica is still a poor country where most of who in Jamaica are still considered to be poor. So it's not like we have gotten, we have moved to we are still a developing country. So that alone suggests to me that women still may be doing it to get financial means or whatever else they were doing it for back then. Because there's no, financially speaking, yes, things might change, but we are still a poor country.
And I can tell you, Ryan, from someone from the ghetto, born and raised, that is a big excuse that don't go far with me. I used to think the same until you realize that these girls, they are afraid of some of the men that they don't even give them, they can't tell them. So them just make them keep it. Them know and make them keep it. So while the other man have money can take care of it, like I know personal situations like that. One man can take care of the kid, the other man can't, but you're afraid of that man who can't take care of the kid. So she just let him keep it like it is.
Hey, Hershey, I have a question for you because I know.
So in cases you have fear and you have money. So both of them go.
Hershey, I have a question for you because I know you have to run really quickly. But there's a thing that's going on out there where I was having a conversation with that guy and he was saying that he believes, and I think it ties into Ryan's point, where he was saying that he believes that the reason why men get jacket is that, all right, so them saying that women are playing the game as well. Both men and women are playing the game. The woman knows that the man who she really mess with a lot, not really serious about relationships. See? So she have 1 man, 2 man, 3 man. However, when she sleep with all 3 men, she try and find the man who is more affluent. All right. So, for example, Wally are the one who have the most money. Wally are the one who really and truly want a youth. So guess what? The other Chris Lynch and Ryan don't want a youth, but Wally want the youth. But I probably Chris Lynch baby. But as a result of that, Wally want the youth, so I'm give Wally the youth. And that is how, a lot of jackets are created. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that point. But we keep speaking to females and everything, but men have multiple partners unprotected. And
But we don't
men
give jacket. We
still
don't give
have
jacket.
unprotected sex with females that they know are involved with other persons. Woman will live with them man there with them.
So therefore we deserve a jacket. That's the point.
No, I am not saying, but may I say there are cases where men condole in it, so it's not all female.
And all right, so let me jump. Can I jump in here, Kims?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
All right, so this is the problem that really entrenches the jacket culture that we have. The sentiments that the lovely Hershey shared. What prevails is anytime a man get a jacket, what prevails? I have never heard in any forum when listening to females or males, well, no lie, when listening to females where women hit out against giving a man a jacket. Them either say, boy, the woman made the best decision for the child,
I am completely against that. Sorry to
the
intervene.
woman made the best decision for the child. That man forget call man wicked and indeed that cheat on her anyway. I have never heard in any forum where this is being discussed, where the women hold themselves accountable and say it's a wicked act. They use the logic that, boy, look how many homes in Jamaica, don't have a good father. Look how many absentee fathers and sperm donors are there. I am helping to fix the problem. They actually say they are helping to fix the problem by giving a man a jacket. So there's no accountability, and this sort of thing prevails because the gender that is responsible for this phenomenon are not holding themselves and other women accountable
You
for
can't.
this
I
wicked
don't
act.
like your choice of words when you're saying stuff like there is none and stuff like females are not holding themselves responsible and stuff like that, because you
But
have
it's
to
the
remember
truth.
every situation is unique. Not all the situations straight across the board. Women deliberately give men jacket.
So
There
then give
are
men jacket by accident.
men know that it's not their child, and because they were involved with the person, them own it, because I know of situations like that. Them say,
Give me a
all
unique
right,
situation. Give me a unique situation. Let me hear it.
I know someone that the man knows very well that it's not his child, and because he was with her during the time when she got pregnant, him just fathered the child.
No, that's not a unique situation. Give me a unique situation.
Yeah,
You're
because
asking
that
about a
says
popular
it's not a
situation.
jacket again.
That's
If you
not a
know
jacket.
it's not yours, you're not a jacket again, you know. Jacket
Really?
when you don't know.
That him
When
Yeah,
you
decide to
yeah,
be
don't
man.
know,
him
Yeah, man.
decide to be
Jacket
a
away you don't
stepfather.
know,
Give me
man.
a unique.
Jacket away
He
you don't know.
decided to be a stepfather. Give me a unique
Jacket.
situation.
Yeah, jacket is where. Like jacket are when your beliefs that the child are yours. Like you firmly believe they are yours,
that's
but are not
your
yours.
opinion of a jacket.
Hershey,
Jacket
I
is
can
just
give a
one of
unique
yours and
situation.
your mother.
I can give a unique situation, and this is one where I want to blame women for. Like for example, you're coming out of a relationship and going into another one, and you might, and by coming out, the woman get pregnant on her way out, and a case like that I can see through
I would
where she get
sincerely blame her, because you have to give yourself time between sex partners. There is no way you can be 3-4 months, 2 months pregnant and don't know.
No, I don't think we did finish what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like you're coming out of one, going into the other, and maybe when you enter the other relationship,
you're
you
pregnant.
are pregnant, and you don't necessarily know who was the father between transition. So that is one situation where I wouldn't necessarily blame the woman. But outside of that, I can't really see another unique situation.
Hey, hey,
Check.
hey, Hershey. Hershey, Hershey, let me ask you another question before you leave, right? And I know that you're a mother. I know that you're a mother, and you have your wonderful daughter and so. But there is a thing going on where women believe that if men ask for a paternity test, it is a trust factor. But I believe the
No,
trauma
it's not.
that Jamaican men have suffered from knowing that they can possibly get a jacket, from knowing that the child is not theirs. I think that is a thing that Jamaican men just want assurance that, hey, this is my child. Because when a woman has a child, she knows that it's her child.
Right.
It's the man that is uncertain. The man don't know what going on. So as a woman who is a mother, if the father of your child had asked you for a paternity test, would it come as an insult to you that he asked for the test?
No.
All right. Why wouldn't it come as an insult?
Can I interject there a
One,
second, the Kims?
sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. But they kind of in and out with the discussion and all of that. But I give my take still, It's a perspective on both sides, the male and the female. Because
All
here I go now, like me can tell them my experience and what me see and what happened to me and what happened to my friend them around me. So hear this now. It's the jacket thing now is a thing of female being promiscuous, right? For example,
Not true.
me have a girl and she have a man and me and her have sex and thing. She call me one day and say, yo, so I feel like I'm pregnant and at them time there are you, probably she not believe in abortion. Me not believe in abortion. So me I say, here I go now, keep it and give the money. Right? That can happen. And the next thing what can happen to, I kind of hear she mention say financial benefits. Say, here I go now. A fair man what she deal with now have more money than the bonner man. So here I go now. She go get the man with the money. You know?
Yeah.
So that's upon the female perspective. Now you ask her a question if it's an insult. If a man do a paternity test or a DNA test, yes, you gotta look on an insult to her. Because as I tell you, say, my experience with one of my friend them.
Yeah.
For years, he might take care of this youth, up to 3-year-old. And they meet a woman and I say, yo, the girl I say, you know, say the youth don't look like your dog. So him feel away. So she tell him she planted in her head and say, yo, do a DNA test. You know, say him got to do a DNA test behind the supposedly baby mother back.
Yeah.
And when him get the result, him call the supposedly baby mother and say, yo, oh, you tell me, say, like the baby name Reiko, like the baby name Kems. So you said Kems are my son. So she said, what you talk about? So him say, yo, the DNA test come back 99.9 positive, say, and a mine.
Absolutely.
So she said, yo, why you, first thing first, guess what she gonna say? Why you do DNA test behind my back?
Yep. And Brownie,
Yeah.
stop right there, sir. And that is what I want to ask the Hershey. Why is it that if a man go behind a woman back now and do a DNA test, why is it that the first concern she has is why him go behind the back? Why the first concern?
Hold on. Is it go behind back? Because as far as I know, the man should have as much right to the child as the woman.
No, but again, when they go behind back,
Exactly.
he said he never tell her.
Yeah, I think the go behind
I
back.
think it's a case where they are either, whether them still together or not, if them have a working relationship per se, and him have uncertainty, maybe she would have preferred him say, listen, I want to do a DNA, whatever. Even though not every female kind of willing and okay with it, because it I never catch his name.
Bro.
As he mentioned, some people take it as an insult when I don't. Personally, I think if a man asks for a DNA and you are certain somewhat to say he's the father, I just him need an assurance to say, yeah, he's the father. I wouldn't feel no way
me would say 90% of the female them would have feel away because if the girl would have come to me and say, yo, I'm pregnant, you know, a man would have said, so all for one, my one and 3 months. She gotta feel offended because she come to you and say.
That's true.
So I just say you would feel away, probably falling on that 10% there. But I believe, I don't know the numbers, but I believe majority of the female them I go feel away. Regardless if a man asks them if you do a DNA test or if them ask whether the child is mine or for them spouse or whatever.
It's just the culture and it's kind of natural because for most you are expecting some degree of assurance from him because the mere fact that when you go through pregnancy already, go through all of everything, baby's here, and him never showing, well, he might not have shown any slight sign of uncertainty to say whether he's child or not. And then after, out of the blues, him just come and say, I do a DNA and this, that, and it's not my child, and whatever.
No, look here now. I look on this to know, because as I tell you, say, in that situation, when she just conceive, you know, no man not gonna know. That's the thing. There's nothing a man gonna know unless them are some kind of God. Them not gonna know. 9 months, the baby in her belly and thing, baby born. You're not gonna see the features immediately or whatever. Or when the baby grow. So him thinking now that the baby gonna have is like the baby own feature. Maybe the baby not get it from the mother, maybe the baby not get it from the father, but him got things that the baby get fame is feature,
But
not the father feature. You
Yeah.
understand? You understand
Yeah.
where I come from?
Yes, I completely understand.
but
Hold
it,
on.
all right,
Hold
if
on
me
there,
can't
bro.
jump in, if me
Sherwin,
can't.
Sherwin, before you talk, more you answer this, Sherwin. So, Melissa Loban is saying DNA shouldn't be mandatory. Them man they need to know them woman. You see how them foolish is? That me a
No.
talk.
That
What that's
that
supposed
not
to
have
mean?
that not
What
have
that's supposed to
nothing to
mean?
do it. Yeah, that
But
not have nothing.
she not
Let me not
understand
wrong.
that.
Rubbish,
Hey, go
absolute
ahead,
rubbish.
Sherwin. Go ahead, Sherwin. Hey, Hershey. I know say you have to go Hershey, so you can go on.
I'm listening, but I soon come
Oh,
off.
all right, go ahead, Sherwin.
Me not Brownie. Me not see why. Me not see why is it a man have to wait until features start develop on a child. For a man say yes, oh yes, the child are mine. Me no see why a man have to wait until that sort of development happen with the child.
Alright,
You see?
here I go now. Because remember me say initially, remember me say only way you God know, unless you are God. In the 9 months you have your woman, any man can get jacket. Any man can get jacket. You have your woman are so skillful, you don't even know what them are do on road. So them can go fuck them man. Sorry from excuse my French. Them can have sex with them man. You hear me? And then you not gonna know what them are do. Boops. She catch her belly, a road. She come home and to you now and say, baby, you know I'm pregnant, you happy. You're not gonna know. When the baby born and this man say, the baby can develop his own feature. It's not gonna be from your own or whatever. But you're not gonna question her. You're not gonna question her.
Yeah, and also,
and that is
Brownie, for add to that too, Brownie, that's the thing. As men, and Sherwin, I can chime in on this. I think as men, we're kind of afraid to question the woman, because when and we can say women are emotional beings and all of that. But especially when they are pregnant, is a kind of sensitive situation where we will say, how can we address this? How can we address this in
I was just about to say it all boils down to how you guys communicate even long before the pregnancy. Because we can actually have certain discussions prior to the pregnancy, it would not be hard. Even though I saw a comment that came in that says it is an insult for men to ask for
sorry, cut the urge, not even that, Not even that, I'll get two things again. For example, if you see it published in the tabloid, say a man in my file film 3 pick them, and the 3 of them are a female. So you tell me say, so my general now, you tell me say a man I go sit down, say we get the kids 10 years span, 10 years, and not notice even one of them on a female.
Please. Listen that happen.
Eh?
Listen, I believe
Are you see that happening?
Listen.
If you say that happen?
No, this is what I think, right? This is what I think. I think after a while, I think you kind of realize certain stuff. When you look on either you have a son or a daughter, you look at the features, the face, the nose don't look like the ears. Like there is no resemblance to your child. At that point in time, it kind of go in your mind as a general, the youth and my one, But again, I believe that men are a little bit
them start
coward.
them
I
start
think they're coward to ask
them mother or them grandmother. Them start
just
them family member.
That may I say, probably even so be the case, Lynch, the baby could have developed his own identity or his own feature.
Like
when me see the baby, me say to one of my friend them, like them that say, yo, see Kim's baby here. Me I say, brother, that no favor Kim's, that favor the father. Them laugh and say, what me mean? So me I say, it no favor the mother and it no favor Kim's, and must somebody else in favor.
Yep, absolutely.
Do you know that this is a crime in Jamaica?
It's a crime?
It's a crime.
A woman can get fined or she can do prison time if them
Clearly nobody knew that because we have the highest jacket rate and no convictions have happened.
Up to $250,000.
Clearly, the authorities don't know either.
Yeah, 'cause
Up
I
to
mean,
250.
everybody,
Up to
Of
pretty
course,
much
250.
I've heard
just like
jacket.
women can take men to family court for child support, men can do that to get
Yeah.
reimbursed for all of that and plus
No,
emotional.
but Hershey, this is where the pride thing coming now, because which man realistically,
Exactly my point.
let us talk about all these men on the podcast now. Which one of you guys, and you can tell me, which one of you guys can now raise your hand and say, I'm going to take this woman to family court because she give me a jacket? No man never want to do that because of the embarrassment where it come with and all of that.
No. Stop.
All right, go ahead, boss.
You're speaking for yourself.
All right.
I will take a woman to family court for that.
All right, why is that?
Hello, we live in a society right now where one of the biggest problem we face is accountability. And because
That's
of
true.
incidents like this that you're explaining just now, a man no go carry a woman go rape. No, that needs to stop. This is the first point of accountability, right?
Yeah.
We as men, we need to start taking them to court. You understand? And Chris Lynch, I tried earlier to find out whether or not there was laws in place that can punish women who actually commit paternity fraud. And I don't know what the penalty is. You can let me know if you have that information.
It's
I don't know.
250,000 or up to
250,000 or 3 months in prison.
250 or 3 months? Okay. All right. So, fine. All right.
Going back every money when we spend.
Personally, I don't think that is enough. I don't think that is enough.
No, that's
Clearly.
not
250,000.
What's the penalty for fraud? Like a wire fraud. What's the penalty for wire fraud?
It depends on.
It varies.
That's
It varies.
It depends on
Varies.
the levels
Varies.
and the mean and the reason for the fraud.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
But I'm sure it's more than 3 months.
what these women should be charged.
I'm sure it's more than 3 months.
But
Hold on.
okay.
Is it 250,000 per child? Because what if she give 4 jackets?
Oh, you need to be.
Even for
Then I
one
think
child,
it would be.
250,000 is ridiculous.
Yeah, but
What?
these laws are even out there.
250,000 can't even financially support a woman from pregnancy to 9 months.
Oh, okay. So you're saying it should be up?
Beyond that.
Yeah,
Pardon?
she's saying it should be more.
It should be way more.
Yeah. Yeah, and 3 months now, cut it. Them need to rob at least a year.
Pickpockets I get 3
And
months.
they need to lose they need to lose parental rights. I believe.
No.
You know why?
Lose parental rights and hand over parental rights to who?
To who?
Hold on.
Exactly.
The next two
Hold
to
on,
one.
hold on, Brony. Go ahead, Adrian.
All right, so I don't think you guys understand. Well, it's been 30 minutes in and I joined late, but I hope you guys understand the severity or the implications of these things. You understand? You have a woman out there who is going to fraudulently pass off a child and a man, right? Now, let's go to the extreme. This is a situation where,
Are you coming up?
especially in a small country like Jamaica, you can potentially grow up in your adult life and marry your sister or your brother or a close relative because paternity wasn't established. So right away, we're talking about playing with genetics, right? This is the kind of danger that you're facing whenever women are doing these kinds of things down the line, right? That's one. Two, you're creating a situation where now a man might resent the child and also put you at danger because he sees you as someone who betray him now. So now we're talking about violence against women. This is a situation created by women themselves. Nobody else created these situations.
Understood. I agree.
You see, it can stop it up. It can definitely stop it up. Let me tell you jacket can stop it up because one hospital, one state in America now, only way it can stop it unless every hospital have to give mandatory DNA test when the at the hospital when the baby are born. That's the only way you can know. But then it's different because technology never so prevalent them time then. But now you can get in a hospital now you can get DNA test. So that's the only way you can stop. KPH, UA, anyway, the hospital in Jamaica, it make it mandatory, say, when a
It's
baby born,
optional. It's not
DNA test.
mandatory, but it's optional.
Yeah.
They get it for free.
So all right. So do you guys know that our MP, I think it was St. James Central,
Yep.
that's his name. He tried to
You're right, Clark.
Say that again.
You're right, Clark. He parked
We
a
are-
motion.
He tried that
something.
and they knocked him.
And we don't hear anything about it since.
Right.
Typical.
Only people who are knocking it were men. So I don't know if these are selfish men or men that think these things can't happen to them, but it's kind of sad.
Or
but-
what Ken's saying. They don't want to face the embarrassment.
Chris, going back to this stat, right? The current law may I read right now, Zine, is not it's not necessarily about a woman giving a man jacket and the man bringing him to court for it. I know that it's about.
It's just registering somebody that is a registration basically.
Yeah, it's a registration thing. It's like why he say is if a woman knowingly name a father on the child's birth paper and he is not the father, that is where the law takes effect. So she can be.
Okay. Yesterday usage of word knowingly. She can always deny she never know.
Exactly.
That the usage of word is important.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how
Yeah.
you improve can set off a reasonable doubt that she knew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
but the thing is,
Not going to know that she's committing paternity fraud.
Yeah, most
Yeah,
time the women who are handing out jackets as text message to both the man who should know she communicate with the man who should know is the father and tell him about things. That is a way you can basically do it.
because
So
yo,
I know
Iran,
cases where that happen. Like you tell the man about it, but the other man that she give the child, she not tell him about it.
yeah, but
true.
the thing is this, what my dad say, like it can easily, the law can easily be applied. Just like when if you are travel, you need a COVID test and you need a vaccine.
It can be. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Because it will upset. You pointed out that in Parliament, the men were against it. Of course, them go against it because the biggest constituents that them have who vote for them are women.
Yeah.
They will upset women. They
Yeah.
don't want to upset them constituents.
My thing.
I have a question, right? Hold on. I have a question. So Melissa Loban is saying Jamaican love use them eyes, the DNA. Features have nothing to do with if the child belongs to you or not.
I agree.
I wouldn't say have nothing to do. Basically saying, if you look like somebody you don't, it does have something to do with it. However, it should not be the only method for testing. We should actually
Listen. One of the key things where we have to understand is if we sit down and wait for the physical feature of a child to develop into him or her looking like a father, that can take months. Already the father would have been, or the jacket father would have been already attached to that child. Yeah. And that is setting a dangerous situation there. You know what the youth say? When we know the youth say Mushim never do the DNA test. So if I say you do that, brother. Yeah, him a go wish that because of the attachment he have to the child.
Yep.
You understand?
So I want to ask a question. So the parliamentary position that was posed by the MP, right? He referenced a doctor who did the study, Dr. Gill, right? And subsequent to that proposal, Dr. Gill did several interviews, and although his study actually pointed to the high rates of jackets in the island, he said he would not propose.
Yeah, one in five.
Yeah, he said he would not propose mandatory DNA tests at the hospital because it would actually cause an increase in domestic violence.
Limited.
Why is it
It's
foolishness?
not a fact.
No,
Why is it
no,
That's
so what
right.
you gonna
foolishness?
say? No,
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 why
say
is it foolishness?
All
Why is it
right,
foolishness?
hold on now.
No, why is it foolishness? You're saying
say
that there
that.
is no, he's studying, you know, he's
But
studying, you know.
you guys can't say
Hold on now.
stupidness. Remember the lady at Mountain View where the man cut off her head?
You right. Remember,
Okay,
you know,
we can take
he
one for
studied.
example use that and call it statistic studies.
No, man. This same
Well,
Dr. Gale, and I can refer. Hold on. The same Dr. Gale in his study, he was also able to establish the direct correlation between men finding out that
All right, thinking about
they
it
were
now.
they were
Thinking
Hold
about
on,
it
hold
now.
on, Ryan. Hold on, Ryan. Let Wally finish talk first
Okay,
before we
sorry,
can.
Wally. Sorry,
right.
go ahead.
So in that same study he did, which found the higher rate of jackets, he did upper middle class, lower middle class, and poor. And he said he found a direct correlation between violence against domestic violence and men finding out that they had jackets. So you can't say it's
All right,
foolishness.
but
yes,
Wally.
just let me
Okay.
get this in because I think it's important. This is why it's madness, Wally.
Mhm.
That is how you're going to force women to stop do something that they are doing wrong because them know that them are gonna dead if them keep on do something like this.
Can I say
No,
can I say
Basically
something?
forcing something down their throat to say
Hold on,
if you
Gio.
stop doing this because we're going to test you and the men is going to find out right there and they're going to portray a type of behavior, then this is what's going to happen to you because they're going to man is going to kill them for that reason whenever they find out whether it's
right,
right there at the bed or right or not there at the bed 3 years
right,
later.
right.
So we
So
need a
it's
measure like that to be in place. That's all it
right.
is.
It's two things you're addressing. What you're saying is that the reality of domestic violence will drive the behavior for women not to give jackets. So it doesn't negate the point that he's making. It
Wally,
doesn't
when we take
negate
a
the
look
point that
at it,
he's making.
but Wally, when we take a look at it, boss, if we're gonna be honest with ourselves, something have to give, boss. Something have to
No,
give.
I agree. You know, but
All right.
I'm just saying at the
Yeah,
point
if you
that
start give up to too many men, that's what need to give.
I'm saying here though.
hold on. I'm just making the point that there is a legitimate argument that introducing this measure will cause an uptick in domestic violence. But we are having the consensus to say that this uptick in domestic violence will drive the behavior for women to stop giving jacket.
Ryan,
All right. I'm
go ahead
thinking.
and then Gio.
Yeah, man. Thinking about it now, I withdraw the statement that it's foolishness because thinking about it, I can see why it would cause an uptick. However, we can't just leave it there. So we can't just say, "Oh, man, I got dead," so we can't hold them accountable for them action. You can't leave it there, so that's not good enough.
You
We
see,
can't
the
say
thing is,
because this will happen to them because they are doing wrong. We just gonna make them continue do what they are doing wrong
but
because if we try to fix it, them gonna lose them lives.
yeah, but
It
No,
can't
hold
be
on.
like that.
So he's counter proposal.
Wally.
Sorry, Ken. Quick.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give Gio try to talk for the last 40 minutes. Give
Go
Gio
through,
a chance
Gio.
to talk. Go on, Gio.
All right, you guys, Adamant say it should be mandatory at the hospital. You know much youth at Jamaica walk up and down and them father name that they on the birth paper. And the first stage as regards to get their name on a child birth paper, you have to be at the hospital. So if them not there at the hospital for put the name on birth paper, you think them are going to at the hospital to know if the child are for them or not? Or
Well,
you
That's
tell
the
man you
only
to
way
be
it
a
can
man
go
at
on.
the hospital. That's
play, but you have to force a man to be there. Or either
That's the
on the
only
day
way.
or later on in the process, you need to did it. You need to submit some kind of swab or some blood so you can test. You make it legal. It becomes a part of the legal system.
Exactly.
That's what we're dealing with.
Hold on, Gio. You're saying to me that the only way a man name can go on the birth certificate is if he is at the hospital at the time
no,
of
that
birth.
is the
No,
first.
no,
That is
they're
the
not
first
showing
step.
up.
That is the
Legitimate
first step.
argument. They're not showing up.
They're not showing up. That is the first step, And them
Okay.
many of them not showing
but
up. Them have forgot RGD after. So if them not
no,
show
but
up,
typical.
to add them name on the child birth, them are gonna show up if do a
All right.
DNA.
But
Here is my thing to this. If you're going to make it mandatory, which I support, you should also make it mandatory that the fathers support them child because you make the DNA mandatory and the child find out that the father find out that this is his child, his name automatically should go on the birth certificate Which means if him not do him job, the woman have all
All right, Sherwin, go ahead, boss.
Like, Gio, like, what's the percentage? Me I go deeper now. What's the percentage of men in fathers in Jamaica, whether jacket or real father in Jamaica, right, actually show up at the time of birth, in a hospital? Does our hospitals in Jamaica accommodate that type of situation? Let me give an example. When
Yeah,
my two
yeah.
kids,
Because
let me
all
give
right,
an let me give my two examples first. When my two kids were when my two kids when my wife gave birth to my two kids over here, right? I was able to be in the hospital from the very first day she walked in to the very first day the very last day she walked out, comfortably. Got a bed for myself, or got a chair for myself, got food from the hospital, every single thing. So when you think about a man in Jamaica showing up at the hospital for the birth of their child, it's probably none and void in
no,
Jamaica.
let me
The
say
healthcare
something.
system does not accommodate it.
No, let me say something. May I go
No,
say
that's
something?
foolish.
You see, Upper
I can't
Yui,
agree with
you see Upper Yui and like Andrews and Natal, you can dey in the delivery room. But you see, once you born at one public hospital, you can go there go sign off, or you can go there go do the DNA. Enough man still not show up. Still not show
okay.
up.
All
So
right,
Okay.
that's one of the case too.
all right.
So we need
So
an educational program.
yeah,
Very much.
all right. So
we need
we have a
legal
move on
instrument,
from this
right?
because we have a lot of other things to talk about, and we are talk. I mean, it's a sore point in the world, but specifically in Jamaica. And I've often said the woman who DNA, no. I just need a paternity test for me, just so that I can know, say, I just my youth. Have nothing to do with trust, or nothing. Me personally just want a paternity test. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about, I could just switch gears really quickly. So I think someone had asked me to talk about if we believe that it is natural for men to only have one woman, right? And we have a couple married persons on the panel. I think basically probably everybody married apart from me and Ryan, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But so I want to start. Let me start with you, Adrian. Right? Do you believe that it is a natural thing, or how is it that you were able? Probably you can educate us. How it was able for you to say, "Oh, I just one woman me I go work with, and I just this are gonna be the standard for me."
You want to hear the truth, brother?
Yeah, tell me the truth.
No, I don't know who older than me in this group. I'm 37 years old. Anybody older than me?
Yeah, man, couple older than you when jump off and never go jump back on. Yeah,
All right, well, I'm going to educate even the one of them older than me.
yeah,
You want them ready?
yeah.
Why? We just pick one. Well, there's two main reasons. One, financially, and two, we're living in a world where you don't know what you're getting right now. And you don't want to take that risk. No, you understand where I'm coming from? You don't know what
You don't know what you're getting, what gender you get.
you don't know what you get. You don't know if it's a tree mixed with a dog, a fish mixed with a cat. You don't know what you're getting.
Yep.
It is important, gentlemen. Once you find one and you know you're certain, now mind you, nothing is going to be perfect. There are going to be hiccups all along the way. Bumpy roads, smooth days, but you have to get out of the game. You have to get out of the game. This bugger woman thing now go cut it. It now go cut it because you don't know what's out there. I'm just from like just being out, like even without my wife, and just being out and just interacting with females out there. Like there's nothing out there, fellas. You see, if you find one, you keep that one. Because there's so many influences in these females' mind right now that it's kind of difficult for you to find the prototype that you used to hear for. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but for the men who still want to be men, let's say that, right, and still want to maintain that kind of decorum in the household.
Yeah.
You get out of the game. You don't know what you're getting out there. And just from surveying and looking at the streets, there's not a lot out there. I'll be honest with you.
So Stridex, Adrian, let me ask you a question. But because, all right, you find a wife, let's say Christine Chop Top find a wife, let's say Gio find a wife, right? How is it now that being in this space now, being in this society, being in this time now, how is it that we can say, all right, then now, this woman what we have now, our one, we want a wife that one year. How is it that we can survey and find the right woman or find the right wife? Because I believe one of the reasons why men don't really want one woman is because they want to keep their options open. In case this woman is not fitting the bill, all right, then we have this woman over here. So if she not fit the bill, then we have a woman over here. So then we have...
Wait, stick up it. Stick up it. Which men you're talking about? Because culturally we're all different, you know. If you're talking about Jamaican men, it's a different...
Yeah, Jamaican. All of we are Jamaican. So Jamaican men, sure.
Jamaican men, we were not brought up or cultured to be monogamous. We hear it every day in the songs, see it from your father, your grandfather, even my grandfather, right?
Yeah.
It's all around you. So we're not cultured to be monogamous.
All right. Yeah.
But that's a major flaw and a fault in our game that slows us down and slows down the process of the Jamaican man. Right? And the quicker we learn it and the quicker we can understand it. Now, I have a saying, well, let's not get off that. Anyway, you see, the quicker you can understand the benefits of just staying in place and pivot from there, right? Michelle yelling now. The quicker you can pivot and gain focus, the more success you will have, more maturity you will have as a man in all aspects of your life, Bridget. And it plays a woman plays a huge part in that, right?
Yeah.
I have a Bridget.
Sorry. But I interject, but go on.
Go on, Adrian.
Okay. So I have a Bridget right now, and I'm gonna use about 3 examples. I have a Bridget right now, and he's very intelligent, hardworking, the whole 9 yards. But you know what's slowing this man down and all his progress in life? A woman, right? She's very controlling, opinionated.
Yeah.
Basically, she don't know how to be a team player. Because I don't believe in the old school a man is at the head. No. I believe a man and a woman walk together to get to the destination.
Absolutely.
That's my personal view. You see, if you have the mindset that, I'm me to lead, I'm me in charge, and my decision, my talk is the last, you're going to feel and you're going to feel hard. You will feel and you will feel hard. Right? You see, if you're a woman, especially, so you know, I see some intelligent women in Jamaica, not a lot, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe in Jamaica. Sorry to say that. Sorry, I don't believe in Jamaican women. All right? I don't think I would take the chance with them. But
women say the same thing about them. You don't have to worry.
I have a lot of friends, female friends from Jamaica, and I interact with them, and these are highly intelligent women. And when they break down the relationships to me, or the relationships that they try to have, I say to myself about, I really the man them a feel. Right? It's not really that the woman them just not fitting the bill, it's the man them a feel.
I can't say something, you know, my general.
Let them relax and they decide, you know what, this is my comfort zone. I'm going to treat him like this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to be upstanding just to suit a man.
I can't interject now, my general.
Yeah, go on, bro.
Majority of the stuff, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, but disagree with you. Majority of the stuff, I disagree with you. Hold on, 1 second.
All right, no
1
problem.
second.
All right, so let me.
Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
Can I jump? Who attack?
Go on, bro. You can talk.
I think it's you.
Okay. All right. Let me go. All
right, go on.
Yeah, all right. Right now, Zine, when me I try to get out of this now. Is this a Western problem or an Eastern problem? That's the first question.
It's a world problem. It's a world problem.
Right now, currently, 76 countries in the world, Zine, have this as legal are customary legal. One out of the two. Zine,
What as legal?
having more than one wife.
Okay.
Zine, it's
76
76 countries. 76. And some of them are some really popular countries, but they are mostly Eastern countries or Eastern or Asian countries, African countries, in that sense.
So Muslim countries then.
Yeah, they're allowed to have more than one wife. So the question I'm going to ask is it because that the Western Hemisphere is more Christian based,
Yeah.
where they believe in having one wife?
Yes.
Is it that the reason why our culture preach to us that one wife and that's it? And then countries build their law around that to make it illegal to have more than one wife in countries in the Western Hemisphere, compared to countries back in the Eastern Hemisphere that are mostly Muslims, Buddhists in India and those countries, and Hindus and all of those things, where they're allowed to have more than one wife. So my thing is, like, where is the balance? And is it because we grew up in the Western Hemisphere why we think like that?
Yes, Bones, that's the balance. The balance is the religious belief, because they practice Buddhism and they are Muslims and whatever, and their religion believes that, so they practice that. Our religion believes this, so we practice this. It's simple as that. That's what it comes down to.
Hold on. Question. Didn't Solomon in the Bible have many wives?
Yeah.
As they call them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Solomon being in the
Solomon wasn't a Christian.
why is that not an example to
Christianity wasn't around during Solomon's time.
Right, but it's in the Bible, so why it's not an example to Christians? It's in the book that
and Jacob have enough wife. Enough of them have enough wife. David have
the Old Testament, yeah.
When me go learn new. So all right, so you don't deal with the Old Testament, you just want half of the Bible, cut it in two, then take the New Testament part.
No, I can address that, but that going to carry us into a whole different discussion that we don't want to get into.
No, but seriously though, I'm just answering the question.
Based off of where we are. But that don't make no sense, because in the very book that they revere.
Yeah, I get what Adrian's saying, but we don't know when the change was made, because at some point man start have one wife in the Bible. So I don't know what caused the change.
But Adrian,
hold on 1 second. Gio, I have a question, Gio, because I see Bradley here had said something that I wanted to ask you about. So here is Bradley saying the whole concept of having one woman is a Western culture developed for the economics of the situation. If you look in the past, even in the Bible, as Stradis was saying, King Solomon, one of the most loved by men of God, had.
Why is this one?
All right, let me put it to you this way. If it is that our culture was like those countries where you can have more than one woman legally, not for we want to get no woman. Because the rich man would have stockpiled the woman then.
But would I rich too?
So no, not necessary. It kind of creates a balance. It's just like a vote. Everybody have a vote. Everybody have a vote, whether you're rich or you're poor in this side of the world.
Yeah.
So at the same thing, you only allow one wife whether you're rich or you're poor. So it kind of creates that balance.
So Ryan, are you saying that you are glad with the one wife thing, because if I never one wife, it would have sticky for a lot of us?
Yeah. Well, based on the culture that I grew up in.
Yeah. What would I get? Or what would I get is what left?
However, to answer the question that you ask, I do not think it is natural. According to what Adrian said, we make the best of the situation, because we know, say, if we mess up a certain way, we're going to lose a family, we're going to lose the assets, we're going to lose that. So at the best case, all right, let me put that next way. I know a lot of rich men in the country, in Jamaica, who I know very well. Most of them married, if not all of them. The reason why they do that is because when you're married and you keep everything in one house, it basically translates better in terms of wealth. most wealthy men in Jamaica and the world are married. Good. However, that don't stop them from having the woman outside.
So all right. So, beg you a second to interject. Ryan, so you said if we were supposed to, what was that you that said if we were supposed to adopt the Eastern lifestyle, the rich man them would have all of the woman them?
Of course, I'm the stockpile them.
All right.
Because remember, you know, in those. Remember now, you know, you have women based on what you can afford.
Right.
The amount you can afford.
Right. You know why that's a lie?
Tell me now.
Women have a choice in the matter. One. And two, you know what negates that argument? You see, let me ask you something. Right here could live in a cardboard box and get the best man out there.
Yeah.
Would you work hard enough to get a mansion, or would you just be comfortable with the cardboard box?
All right, let me put it to you this way. According to the last census, we are 52% women, 48% men. So basically almost 50-50.
Right.
At the end of the day, I could say every rich man have two wives.
Mm-hmm.
What go on this already? You see what happened already, right? It create the imbalance already. Let me also go a little bit further and say, based on how women in Jamaica talk right now, Jamaica have the most female managers per capita in the world.
Right.
Jamaica have a 70% tertiary, 70% of the tertiary institutions are women. So right now there's an imbalance in the society where the women are outperforming the men. However, those women still want men who making more than them. So you see the imbalance again. So at the end of the day, them going to go where the money go.
They still want that, Ryan, and they still want the next man for other reasons.
Them go where the money go. At the end of the day, regardless of the power, the money what they have, or whatever, women go where the money go. And they are going to go with the minority of the men who have the money. It's as simple as that.
Why I ask you about the comical cardboard box situation. If you could live in a cardboard box right now, like the nice house where you're sitting on in right now, if you never have to do that to maintain the hottest woman out there, or the woman who you would choose, you would not work hard to get a mansion, right?
No, but is it right? That is the reality now, Adrian.
No, hold on, let's stop.
Every man knows that the more money them have, the more women them have access to. But most of the men in Jamaica are broke.
So here's the point I'm getting at. You see, if we know that as man, if we know that as a rich man, they might carry the swing and they say you be able, you know what you and me are gonna do? We are gonna work night and day, 24 hours a day, 365 to make sure so we are one of the rich men.
Of course, I agree with that.
Us men, 99% of the things that you do in life is about these women. Don't believe it?
I agree with that, but that is not different from what is going on now, and and most men in Jamaica broke.
No.
So what you're saying really?
No.
Hey, hold on there. Gio, rope in Gio.
I guarantee you the whole of them scam any other rich man them alone I get the money. Every man in here I got scam.
Go ahead, Gio. Let me hear your thoughts on this one, boss.
All right. As regards to Adrian say, first and foremost, there's nothing much outside. Where you go find outside, you go find Bridget, you go find the top makeups, you go find the party, you go find the hot clothes and all of them someday. And one of the things where I see man I feel, including myself, I kind of finalize, look into things and have sense now. If there is something that you can't find in your woman, where you have to go to the door for, try to bring it to your woman. Try to give and take. Try to make it balance. Because it's hard for go start to her back, for go see a new girl, for ask her what she like, what is her favorite colors, what our favorite movie and all of them someday. That is our next thing. And the next thing when I always sit down and analyze. You see Jamaican woman we know the type of man they want, you know. Like them write a list with 10 things out of where they want from a man. Them find a man with several and them have problem with it. And the next thing to again, my hear female say them not have no time for wait name there for tell a man oh for be a man because that time mother job. But guess what?
Yeah, you're supposed to be a mind reader.
Them that run back a man, we have whole heap of millions of dollars. We now go through them the same mistake. Because guess what? They were not there when the man now have nothing. And if you keep the kind on the next type, if a woman no want a man in the morning, I can't bash her, because most of us man deal and strive with woman when we have butter and reach a stage where we have cheese or violate the same woman. So there's a lot of things you have to look on. 9 billion human being there in the world. Everybody now have the same walk of fame for go to having a good relationship. So there's a lot of things. So if a woman don't want the certain things, you have to just lower and find what is for you. That's all I can say.
All right. So great points, Gio. Chris Lynch, let me get in because you're also a married man, and I won't divulge your business. If you want to tell the people we are married to, and that is your prerogative. But what I want to ask you, Chris Lynch, because we hear Gio saying that you have often said that you are from the inner city, and so on. Obviously you're in America now. But I want to know, when you were going to get your wife and all that, what was it that why you said, okay, you only wanted one woman?
It just have to be with you finding yourself. Because like all men and women, we have a wild side of us when we were teenagers. You get what I say? And then you realize that that's not you. You do things when you're a child and you realize that's not you. You probably still do stuff that you were a child now when you're grown. But me, I think I find myself and I think I'm more comfortable being a man, not because, to be honest, I don't see the big difference of running around. I think it gives you more time with yourself, more time with that person, and just more time overall for friends and everything. Because let's say this now, Ken, let's say I wasn't married. I would have to be finding time for a next one. I can't do a podcast because I have to go find time for a next one again. So it takes away a lot out of your life, more than you think. So I don't have time for that again, obviously.
So, Christian, let me ask you. So let me ask you, Christian, because it is known worldwide that when a man is married, he starts attracting more women because women are saying, this guy is married and so. So how have you been able to push off those women, Chris Lynch?
Probably not in my surrounding where I'm at now, but it is true that ladies are attracted to men that has women. Sometimes a woman don't like fear say single. I don't know why. When I was single, I just find it that way.
Yeah,
you could have had
if you're single, nobody wants is the first impression them get.
Chris, you basically come like ants when sweets come. They come like sweets. Once you find one woman, it basically come like sweets now. Everybody just wants it all of a sudden. It's true. It's not. I see my father growing up. I see that happen with him. As a teenager, that happened with me also. So yeah, man, it's true. So I don't know if I know. Probably it's in Jamaica at the time. That's how it was. Where I'm at now, I think they run from me basically.
They run from it. All right.
So I'll jump in real quick.
Yeah. I was just about to call, but go ahead.
All right. So I want to make a broader point. I don't think any gender is naturally monogamous. No, we go back to the let's go back to the rich man that Ryan was talking about. I can give you countless case where man a put up woman in a upper St. Andrew apartment, I give her 100 pack a week time, I give her 30 grand for do her ear on top of that, I give her BMW for drive, and a little drive football, she I drive up and down in it. And that's why them man they get upset and kill the woman them. So I want to make the bigger point that men have to understand that not because you splash out the cash, you put her in a nice apartment, you give her a BMW for drive, she going to be faithful. And that's what mash up now for the man them ego,
That's true.
How can you give me a bun with this little, according to them, this low life boy? Where we can't even rub 2 shillings together. Yet last week, me saying to go Paris, me have in a 1,500 US apartment a month. Oh, if you give me a bun with them like youth. So as men, we need to understand, say there is no gender that is naturally monogamous, and we need to come to a place where we need to understand that no amount of material things you give a woman can guarantee her loyalty. When we get that, we will stop coming at the news.
That is true.
No, Wally, let me back up your point. Couple years ago, if you remember,
this soldier where did kill him, or him supposedly girlfriend in
No man, I'm girlfriend, man. I'm girlfriend. We
him
know about that
girlfriend,
case
all
there
right.
directly.
In girlfriend in Mandeville, right? She used to go NCU. Think of Mandeville it happened.
Yeah,
Zin,
man, NCU.
send the
That's
girl at
that's at the
university
first guy now.
for
I
her
think
4 years. And then at the end of the day, as you done school, you left the man.
That's to reach
Zin,
it.
all
And that's
right.
to reach it.
exactly. Agree
All
with
right,
you.
wait, no. Next, most recent situation
Hey,
again.
hold on.
Supermarket in
Sherwin,
Mandeville.
Sherwin, hold
Zin,
on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, Sherwin. We have a caller. I believe this is Kish. I think she wants to go at Adrian. This is Michelle. I guess she wants to go at Adrian. Hold on, go ahead, Michelle. You can go ahead.
Okay. I actually disagree with this theory out there that we are not naturally monogamous. I actually believe that we are, and it is why we're seeing the problem. Some of the examples that are being given, wherein this woman would be a kept woman to a married man, have drive BMW, fancy apartment, allowance, high money allowance, etc., and they're still not satisfied. You know why they're still not satisfied? Because that man is not their man for themselves. They have not emotionally connected deeply to this one other person that is your person in this life and that you're building a partnership with. So there's always something deep down inside that is lacking and in need, and you're trying to seek it out from others. So I actually do not believe in that theory. It's something that I've heard bandied about a lot, and I don't think it's true. I don't think really and truly human beings are like that. And I think it's why we have evolved to where we are now, because it's the nature of humanity to evolve to something better each time, each decade, each century. And that is why we moved from this multiple wives to one man, one woman situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much. You can listen to the guys discuss it now. I'm going to pose this to because I see Wally is saying that you're talking madness. So I'm going to pose it to him and then you can listen to what I'm saying. But definitely thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wally.
Right. So I don't know if I must have been mistaken. I think I heard Michelle say that it implied that women are naturally monogamous. Was that her? Did I understand correctly?
So she's saying that she doesn't believe the notion that they are not.
Okay, all right. So I'll answer this simply by saying this because I can give so many stories. A big woman, she would have been in her early 50s. She said to me that, and we were discussing the whole thing about cheating. And she said to me that until men realize that women are the skillest thing for 2 foot, man now go stop end up in the news. A big woman said that to me. So when women feel that there's this false notion that women are monogamous, you know why this notion prevails? Because when a woman get born, the whole world know. When a man get born, he keep it to himself because man a go laugh after him and woman a go laugh after him. So it's all about whose voice gets out there, right? None of us, I can say, all my years of living, I have never seen a cat mate, but I have seen kittens. Me always see dog and mate and puppy. So you always have to look at the fact that one is more discreet than the other. I have been in situations where you beside a woman and her man call and her voice don't change, she just talk like everything is normal. A man, women say this to me, that it is easy for men are stupid. They say that to me. Men are stupid. When men are cheat, them whole pattern change up. Okay, you used to play football every Saturday and you come home at 7 o'clock. All of a sudden now, you start come home 11 o'clock. Big red flag. What the woman say them do, if them play football and fit in the cheated in at the football time, so everything is normal. This false notion that women are more faithful than men, Foolishness.
All right.
And I get this feedback from women.
Hey, hold on, Ryan. Hold on, Ryan, because Michelle is still here, so she wants to respond to Wally. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay. First of all, I wasn't referring to just women alone. I think monogamous. I think the human species, and I don't think comparing the human species to animal species is also a fair comparison. They go by instinct, and they do things just instinctually for practical purposes only. We are evolved to another level as human beings, and I'm also not saying that women don't cheat and men don't cheat, because what I'm saying is where there is a break in that one-on-one person relationship where you're not getting something from the other because something is not working out on both sides or either side, you're reaching out for something else in somebody else to get it, and so it will happen. But what I'm saying is that when you have that fulfilling relationship where that is a person and you're both committed to each other and you're working it out, I think that is the best stage for both men and women having that monogamous relationship.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Adrian.
And then get in Ryan. Ryan was going to say something.
Michelle, she's hearing me?
No, man, she gone, but you can ask. She didn't have the comment section, so you can ask it still.
My question to her is, if me and my wife decides we're going to have a third string, is that still monogamy?
When you say third string, are you talking like a threesome?
You bring someone else in the relationship.
Okay.
To satisfy some kind of pleasure that me and my woman have. Is that monogamy still?
All right. So, Michelle, can you answer that in the comment section, Michelle? Adrian is asking if they decide to bring a third person into the relationship, is it still monogamy? Oh, shoot. Hold on. She's calling back. Let's see. Go ahead, Michelle.
Is that monogamy still? All right. So, can you answer that in the comment section, Michelle? Adrian is asking if
Let me turn it out. No, I don't. That is not monogamous. I'm sorry.
She says not. Oh, he's here. Go ahead.
People do that, right?
Yeah.
What they do is that they say that they're in a monogamous relationship, but they're tightening things up, so they're bringing in a third party. You've totally ruined that monogamous. And notice, most of the times it don't work out. It creates problems when they do that. They bring them in to make the relationship better, so to speak. That is the idea behind it, and it usually actually makes it work. It is actually supporting my point.
Foolishness, Michelle. Listen, I watched a Red Talk.
I agree with her.
Red Talk. I'm sorry. I watched a TED Talk yesterday, and a lady said something very interesting. She said a lie becomes a lie whenever one party is not informed of the situation, right?
True.
Not quoting exactly what she said, right? So the theory is that you see if me and Kemar decide to do a robbery and it's successful and we get out a lot of money and we split it, we're good, right? But if I decide to do the robbery and I get away with it and Kemar starts to be living big and I say, well, but me and you kick it from day one and oh, yeah, I do, you know what I mean? Like, oh, all of a sudden overnight. So now you start wonder. So a lie is predicated on the fact that one person wasn't informed, that one person wasn't in on the act. Because if all of us together decide to rob a bank, right? And let's say one day we left out one person after the first robbery, that person is going to feel like, they betrayed me. So that's where lie and betrayal comes in.
Don't get the analogy.
Right? If me and my woman say, you know what? We're going to dive into this situation, me and her, right? it's a decision that both of us made. The monogamy is still maintained in that situation.
No.
And
No,
here,
that's not
No, what do you mean no? I totally
because
agree.
here is why.
Of course you would
Here is
agree,
why it's a
Kems.
no.
Of course you would agree.
Here is why it's a no. Because at the end of the day, you and somebody can decide to bring somebody in the relationship. It basically becomes polygamy. That's the exact
Exactly.
definition of polygamy.
Exactly.
No.
Monogamy
So
has
you
a
bring
strict
in
definition.
brother,
Monogamy
my
has a
brother.
strict definition.
You bring in some exactly. Not because
Consent
you
don't-
want it to
consent
mean
don't
something
change
else.
the definition of
Means it
monogamy.
mean it. The fact that it change, you're bringing something else, the definition changes.
Exactly.
Because my move on from that situation, from that one night stand in Vegas. And I don't see that person again. But we repeat the act with somebody else. That's still not a monogamous situation. Where's the polygamy in that?
Oh, you're talking about swinging?
Yeah, of course. So you bring the person in the relationship. But they are a part of the relationship. Once someone come in that
okay, that's different then. That's different.
private,
then.
once someone come in that space.
So
Right?
it's a one-off. You're talking like the one-offs.
One-offs, but you repeat the action.
With different people.
Different people as you please.
So here is what.
The relationship with them?
The relationship is not monogamy, you know.
What is it?
Boy, I don't see how you could consider a relationship to be
I don't monogamy that, brother. No.
What is
all right,
you and your wife married. However, you're bringing other people in it, so
it can't cheating.
What is it then?
It can't cheating.
Brother, it's simple. It's as simple as this. You have ice in the fridge, you take it out to turn water, you put it back, it become ice. I basically that's what you do with your relationship.
Not the same.
You're moving from one stage to the other. Every now and again.
Let me read the literal definition of monogamy.
Yeah.
All right.
The practice of marrying or state of being married to one person at a time. That's one. Or two, the practice or state of having sexual relationship with only one partner. Whether or not you and your wife consent to bring in a third person, you are no longer monogamous.
Wally, the first mistake you make, you read a definition. I don't know if I Google it or what. However, each person within their own union creates that union and defines that union. Society don't define anybody's union anymore. This is the world that we're living in right now, right?
Oh, so basically like people identifying as women.
I'm sorry, say it again.
You know,
exactly like people identifying as women.
Right. This is the world that we're living in. You have to say, hey, you might not like it. You might not like it, fellas. This is the world that you look at. You just have to create your own entity within this world.
No, then if that is the case, then we can define monogamy as anything.
That is an open relationship.
We can define monogamy as anything.
That's an open relationship.
Not alone. What are you talking about? You're not open. Open to what?
You literally just open the relationship. You open it to other people.
Exactly.
No. All right. All right. Watch out. Listen what's starting to go wrong now. Show the starting out. Let me show. Yeah, John. Let me show you starting to go wrong now. What does the prefix "mana" mean?
Exactly. This is literal English.
Let me ask you that.
All right, and here the producer put up
one. So my woman make one. That is what the prefix means. Monogamy.
Yeah, but that's your woman. You realize what you just said? You and your woman.
Yes, it's a singularity. You now become one. And not them tell you to go to church.
No, you're bringing somebody else is not one anymore, is it?
It changed.
But we done from that. It's not like a complete attachment. Where
it doesn't matter. You're bringing somebody else.
No, we drop
at
out the part.
At the end of the day, you're bringing somebody else.
Exactly.
So at the very least, you're having an open relationship.
Right.
At the very least.
Okay, so you're saying the monogamous relationship becomes open.
Yep. You can decide to close it back, but it's open.
Yeah, then
as I said, I use the ice water situation. You take it out of the fridge, it become water. You put it back, it become ice. You're moving it from one stage to the other.
Right.
All right. All right, James. So I could leave that one here because we talked about this for 10 hours. So I could leave that one here. All right. All right. So the next thing, and I guess this was a little, this is a preference. This is a preference conversation we're gonna have right now.
Yes.
And I think Ryan was the one who brought it up, really and
Yeah.
truly, right? And he was talking about rural area women versus urban area women. So country versus town. He's talking about which one of those women you think is the best, or top tier, or I guess it's a preference kind of situation.
You asked that question there 10 years ago. You can't ask that now when the island is on a level playing field. You asked that 10 years ago. You can't ask that now.
When the what?
Island is on a level. You can't
No,
ask
we're
that 10
not.
years ago.
No, we're not.
You can't ask that now.
Why
We
not?
on a level playing field now?
No, we're not.
A girl where they a man level 10 years ago. Carry her come with a girl a Kingston 10 years ago. That be a difference, but right now the same thing. Is the same
No.
thing. The material they use to make good woman them. The material they done. You can't find them there no more quarry again. We can't tell you that. We can't tell you that. Because
Me agree with you.
can't tell you that.
All right,
No,
listen.
lie. A few things.
Listen,
agree.
because me have to run soon. Listen what me think.
Yeah.
Me think the country woman, the rural area women, they are more well-rounded. So they can cook. They learn to cook at an early age. They learn to wash at an early age. They learn to clean
Once
at an
was,
early
not again.
age.
Once was, not again.
Listen, no, but I'm going to show you which part to change a town. I'm going to show you which part to change are the urban area. So they learn to do that all at an early age, right? So it make them more of a wife material to say. Listen where it changed. Where it changed was the fact when more rural area young adults started migrating into the urban area for either jobs or for universities. So what you found happening is that these girls started going into universities, and girls that are from Kingston, from urban area, they would link up with these girls and show them the country way. You understand? So they learn from
Negative,
Them
Sherry.
things they stop
man.
from zero. Them days they done. You talk about 10 years ago. Them
No,
days
that's
they done.
not no.
Hold on, man.
That can't-
Brethren, 10 years
things
ago,
change.
10
We
years
get
ago
on a
is not
level playing
even,
field now.
10 years
Gio.
ago is not even a generation away.
Well, from love, from
He tell us
from
say him a
TV,
country
it's
go
done.
find him wife. He might tell us say him a country go find him wife. You can't do that again, Chargy. I remember
Hey, from the
me is a
advent of
Kingstonian.
social media and these reality shows, all of them things they done with.
Me is a Kingstonian. So when you look at my birth paper, you see AA, you know, see district. And me now got country go say me I go look for your wife. Because the same thing me I carry come at town.
Same thing.
All right, maybe the problem is,
Gio, that's the point what me I
hold
make.
on. The problem with Gio is that you don't go to country. So
You don't go to what?
I
Listen,
think Carol are making an absolute statement though. One at a time.
Ryan, the statement where you just make, right, goes to prove my point. You say you don't have to go country again, go look at wife. Because your wife a migrate from country, come a town.
No, brother. What the man?
If you born over 95, you're gonna have problem. Why? Me not got a country. We got one place. I'm up here. When I'm up, it then a Montego be it there St. James, the parish St. James. And so when you go there, you can't take coach where you go there. You have to drive go St. Elizabeth, then go Middle Quarters, Newmarket, go Darliston, and then go in a Mobile. That's a backup. So you can't tell me say me not go country. The person make that statement there.
Yeah.
You can't tell me say me not go country. Me go country only.
Jamaica, so no man can't do nothing.
But G, I think you're making a general statement though, you know. I disagree with you. And I can tell you why. Me born after 95 and me can tell you say I see a lot of people down my side that still can become wifey material. So I think you guys are making an absolute statement which is false.
Lavon?
Gio.
Hold on.
Hold on, Ryan. Hold on.
Adrian, I'm going to stop you already now because remember that you have a particular outlook on Jamaican women. So
No.
do not take you seriously.
Jamaica woman, not Jamaica. Stick up with. No, Jamaica woman, not Jamaica. Can I give you some advice, young man, from a 37-year-old to how much? What? 22?
No worry about my age, man.
All right,
Go
get
ahead.
something, brother. Get out of the
I'm gonna
game, can. Here,
What you
get
say?
out. Get out of the. Born after 95, you in a whole heap of trouble, brethren. Get out of the game while you can. You see, if you find one and she have 6 out of the 10 criteria, you pick up. My wife always said it. She's from Liberia. She say you pick and choose your battles wisely. You see, if you can't win the 4th, 5th, 6th one, you
She's
left
supposed
that
to know
alone.
about war very well. Right, Adrian? She's supposed to know about battles very well.
Let's say it again.
Yes. I want to pass you, man.
All right, can I go now? Can I go now?
Yeah, go ahead.
I remember when I went to college. I went to college in Brownstown,
Right.
and that was a culture shock to me because going there, I realized that the girls from Westwood and Hilders and so forth, so them grew up different, and I was like, wow, these girls really can't cook and don't understand anything about keeping house and all of those things.
Right.
So that was a culture shock to me. So I get where Gio is coming from in terms of that. And that was more than 10 years ago, Gio. So the change had begun from then. However,
all right,
even though there is a change, there is still demarcations in terms of how a typical country girl behave versus a typical city girl. I mean, I thought the one from Miami were up. So yeah, there are still differences. I can tell you this because I interact with people from all over the country. To them might be a Kingston, to them might be a country. So there are demarcations. So let me put it to you this way: if you put 2 women in front of me, one come from Kingston, one come from somewhere in the country, them both have everything I look for in a woman, I am going to choose the country one.
Why are you going to choose the country one?
Simple. Based on the fact that they are, in my experience, they are more well-rounded. The certain conversations I can have with them and they understand better. Basically, they're more well-rounded. They understand life.
Give me an example. Give us
an example. What kind of example you want? What kind of example you want? May I give you a breakdown analysis?
No, what I'm saying, what kind of example more? All right, give an example like, all right, what could I think about, because if you're going to tell us, Ryan, that there are 2 women, Kingston and country, and them have the same exact quality, the same everything that you're looking for, but you're going to choose the country one, like, we don't really understand why you don't go with the country one unless you just, because you come from country, so you just want something familiar. If that is the situation, then okay. But we don't really understand. That's why I ask.
Probably that. Probably go with them. Probably familiarity. But at the end of the day, still, in terms of the relation, probably that's why I'm saying that. Based on in terms of the relation, I might know how to relate to her better, and especially in my experience, I think I relate to them better.
Let me tell you, me growing up, right? I grew up in Kingston. I've always heard this, that going to the country, and as Gia said, probably changed now, but growing up, you always hear, going to the country and find a country woman, and then you can mold her into the woman that you want her to be. That was normally the standard, because they normally say Kingston women stuck in them ways, them not get out of them ways. If them not cook, them just not cook. But a country woman, you can take her from the country, bring her to Kingston, and mold her into the woman that you want her to be.
No, she said something. I'm glad you touched on that. I want to say something.
It's all like that touch a nerve, Michelle.
What Michelle said.
She said I agree with what I'm saying.
Touch a nerve.
All right, so Gio, what are you saying, Gio?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
All right, may I go tell you? You see, people, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, a man look towards his wife. To me, I think man did look towards him wife wrong. Most man did look at helper, but them just want a helper when now go home. She just stay at the house. A woman is a woman is not a helper. Jamaican man, I get that wrong. Look on it. Irony in life, my girlfriend.
Education in my youth, you know that?
That's true.
Girlfriend,
you get good education.
Yeah, me just never take school serious.
Yeah, man, you get good education, man.
My girlfriend go chef school. She have a certificate in her chef. She can walk in any 5-star hotel and get a job. She do not like to cook. Me no go chef school. Me can cook very well. Me do that. Me give and take. Jamaican man don't want give and take as he can to certain things. Some man, them not go on job room. Me job room no and then. Some man not go on wash all in the machine them I use. Some man I go tell you say, yo, them mother never do this and them mother never do that, and I saw them mother do it. Yeah, what you do? It might sound a way, but tell them mother say lie down on her back and give what the girl a give. Clean and straight. Clean and straight. Jamaican. Some of them, some I go tell you, oh, them man are dumb. So my man them see the table, you know, and I ask what they can bring to the table. Oh, if you see the table, Rubo, and ask the table what it can bring to the table. I'm going to tell you this. Society for me blame, you know. Society tell you, say, be a man, be macho and be strong. So your things where your friend them step on the corner, things that people say around a circle, you just feel say every woman you can approach you that. You're wrong. You're wrong right there, so you're wrong. Them tell you say, yo, if things are hurting enough to talk, you must take it. No, if things are me,
absolutely.
What there's so much things will go wrong as a nation. Me I go tell you this. And a crime and violence I'm show Jamaica, you know. A poor parenting. Me can't tell you that.
Oh Lord, this youth are coming like
parenting a mash up Jamaica, brother. Me can't tell you that.
it come like me and Gio growing up. Everything the man I say me agree with.
So no, yo, things you will see, and people say, yo, I saw you grow up. Me not gonna say certain morals not to be changed and tweak, but certain things it change for the worse and it come like it never ever go come back. If it come back, it's a genocide that go take place. And probably me and you are all dead.
Gio,
there are a lot of things.
Hold on, me rub off on the point the way you just make parenting, right? I was a mental health professional for 12 years, right? You mentioned parenting, and I'm going to tell you something about the insides of mental health, right? So I used to train people to work with kids, behavioral management. I stopped doing them thing now. But one of the things that I found is that when a child came to us for help, right? When I was working with the adolescents, when a child came to you for help, you can give him all the tools that he wants or all the tools that he needs to be successful as a social being. But you know what the problem that we always face, and I tell from the psych nurses to the doctors to the therapists to everybody, is that we're sending that kid back into a home where it's not conducive to proper upbringing. So it don't matter how much you give him. Once him go back into that negative society or that negative situation. Why the girl and the easy man, Michelle Lemon. A lemon and once you send him back or him or her back to that situation, you can't expect nothing but negativity. So you see when you say parenting, you know one of the things about me the most when I used to hear my mother talk about, well, not my mother, I used to hear my granny with it, but children should be seen and not heard. Well, okay, seen and not heard. How you gonna know what's bothering the child? How you gonna know what they're going through? How do you know when a child is being abused in the home if you want to see him but not hear from him?
They don't care. That's it. They don't care.
So you see when you say parenting, brother, it come like me and you growing at the same house, come up and we think about the same things morning, noon, and I need your number after this showing them. Because me and you have a reason, bridge.
Let show you something.
Adrian, at the end of the day, when a child reports that them get this and that, the parents cuss them and say, I because them I look fit or them just a certain way or whatever. They don't care.
Parenting in Jamaica.
Hey, listen, man. Gio. All right, so
where are the females watching from? Jamaica?
May I go say this?
All over the world, boss. Someday,
I don't want no Jamaican one. I said I don't want no Jamaican one.
I want to say this. You know, like, people could hear me talk and think, say, yo, you know, say that they grew up in our best home. No, I never grew up in our best home, but certain things I understand from early. The first time my mother hugged me up, she got a vacation at England. The first time mother tell me say she love me, she did a find out on the phone. But guess what? Our next youth find that for push him in our box and make him feel certain way. But me understand from early, say, yo, certain things my mother never grew up with, so I'm not gonna expect it from her. But I understand from early. No youth them say, the reason why I'm end up on the road there because I never have a father. Fuckery. You are end up on the road there. And society, yo, you see, criminal manipulate Jamaica so much. You know, say a criminal know more the justice system, more than a judge and the prosecutor. You see Jeremy Taylor they name just a name taxpayer money, not the working. People study. People study the surrounding of Jamaica know how to go around it day in, day out.
Let me back that up. Let me back that up with some professional work. You say criminals know the legal system more than everybody else. That is an absolute fact. Because crimes are always crimes of opportunity, right? If you can get away with it, you're going to do it. That's what sociology taught. Anyhow.
Hold on, Adrian. Repeat that one, man. That one, I like that one. That one, they're profound.
No, it's passing. Like how earlier, you never want to repeat yourself that pass you. You're lucky. But anyhow, crimes are crimes of opportunity. So once you can get away with it, you will do it, right? So when I was working with the young adults, and other new staff coming to work with them, and you train them and give them the best. You watch them and see what them do. You know what the first thing the kid do? The kid that has been in a facility for 5-6 months, you know what he does? He tries to manipulate that staff because he already know all of the rules them. So him know the new staff coming don't know all of the rules them now. Why him can't get it? So him do. Him go around every single corner and try to break it, and you sit there and watch him. And this is the psychosis of people. You understand?
I agree.
Not people, but people who are manipulated. I want to get her. So when you say, oh, I never have a father, and I'm like, back to that point. When you say, oh, I never have a father, and that's what I do. No, that's not the case. You did it. You wanted to do it.
Yep.
You thought you can get, you thought you could get away with it, and you did it. That is how people operate. You understand? There's push and pull factors in society, but to the very minimal, any of those plays a big part in how you deal with situation. Because I grew up in Southside. Enough man I say, I ask, like even to this day, them I ask, oh, you're Jamaican and you smoke weed.
Where's Southside? Right? Central, right?
No. Huh? Kingston Central.
Southside, man.
No, not Kingston.
No Southside there, Jamaica. No place in Jamaica with the same.
I want Southside there, brother.
Southside there, Jamaica.
I want
one. So that's square one there at St. Elizabeth, but it's okay.
So
but anyway.
Southfield. Yeah.
All right, between Raytown and Tel Aviv, brother. Southside, right? That's over there.
Oh, but no, they not go them place there. I'm afraid I get shot.
Chris Lynch, Chris.
Hold on, Gio. Make Adrian finish him point. Go ahead, Adrian.
What was the point when I finished?
No, so you said that they might ask you why you don't smoke weed and you come from Southside.
Right. So everything goes back to a decision that you make for yourself, right? And a lot of times it's Gio, were you an only child? Just curious.
No, me an old child, but most wash bell, I spend most of the time with my mother.
All right, but so basically by yourself in terms of growing up, right?
Yeah.
So I was an only child, and one of the things that I find myself doing a lot growing up where I grew up is that I watch people a lot, and I gain a lot of understanding about how people move and how them do things, and I realize, you know what, that not gonna lead nowhere. So I made a personal decision for myself to separate myself from them things. Now, mind you, the negative impulse was not like far from it, because I still hold gun, man still try to get me for smoke weed and these things, then I'm bleach and item and all them stuff. Them still do them thing there. At my time, I talk about 2000, them years there, right? Man want you bleach one corner, hold gun, me I come in from trap meet, man I talk about yours, juke up on the corner with we run them boy they are war. But me never dep on that. I'm gonna just walk past it. Right, so sometimes it's more of your mentality. A lot of the time it's more your mentality. So it's not anyone else or the external forces what you personally decide to do. So don't come tell me about you never have the mother or the father.
No, that plays a role. You cannot not say that don't play a role.
All right,
your mentality, given the fact that you might have a tougher mentality, does not negate that most people don't.
All right,
you are in the minority. A lot of people who break out, you realize a lot of people who break out are in the minority. That is so for a reason.
So Ryan, I will accept that point on the fact or on the note that you're saying I was tougher mentally. Thank you very much, sir. So it's a selection. Darwin's there, right? I rose above it.
All right,
Right.
fair. All right. So with that being said, gentlemen, we're gonna wrap it up now. We're gonna call it a night because we're going an hour and 45 minutes. People have school a morning, people have work a morning, people have them wife to attend to and so. But gentlemen, for Sherwin who was here, Chris Lynch, Wally, Hershey, all on a big up on yourself. Thank you, Adrian. Of course, you're welcome anytime as a virgin. You as well, Gio, as a virgin as well. Adrian, everywhere you go, you make people hate your boss. We don't know what to you.
It is what it is, my friend. Like when like people don't want to hear the truth in a 2020. What is the problem? The truth hurts. Deal with it. Ryan, don't tell him I'm mentally tough. I see it, another man pick up on it.
Roger, at the end of the day, is an African girl that shows. So
we come from Africa.
It's not a white girl that shows. So
we come from Africa.
All right, gentlemen. So big up to the producer. We'll be back here next week Sunday, same time, same place. So here's Kish for you saying the last thing. Adrian out. Adrian will be here next week again, man. Gio in.
No, that can make them upset. I'm going to be here every week because people need to hear the truth, Bridget. I'm going to be here. I'm going to make it a point of duty to be.
All right, boss. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
All right, bless.
Yeah.